酸液空气，建议患有呼吸系统疾病的朋友留在室内。
NCT の管轄外エリアに立ち入る際は常に防弾ベストの着用を推奨します。Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat contaminated canned food.
请注意，向其他领域使用武器是出售第二次凶案保护人员。
Where there's smoke, there's violence.
Enjoying the weather? Average temperatures this month in Night City have remained within human safety levels.
다른 행정관에서 새로운 주기를 사용하는 경우 수정헌법 제2조의 보호를 받을 수 없습니다.
Where there's smoke, there's virus.
All right. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
There we go. So we just had we had a little bit of like a scheduling error, particularly on my part because I didn't give me the a direct piece of information explaining what appropriate time we were meeting today. So that got mixed up. Overall, we got a good reschedule, and we are going as scheduled. At least in the amount of streams that are going to be put out this week. So yeah, okay, all right. So we have done the greeting section, and now we're going on to the introductory paragraph. So hello, everybody. Whenever you're watching this, and welcome to the Sir. This is an interview show where I, the host Himmchan, interviews VTubers, big or small, on who they are, how they became VTubers, and how VTubing impacted their lives. VTubing being where a person uses a virtual avatar generated by computer graphics as an aesthetic to do anything they want online. But to tighten our show's scope, we will be focusing on the content creators and streamers. Now here we aim to abide by oral history methodology, so expect some level of chronology and narrative structure. But if we are everywhere with everything at once in this session, then so be it. At some point during the interview, we will be polling community questions for our interviewee. So watch your think long and hard for that, and be wary to keep it within chat rules found in the description below. And please save them for when such a section begins. Finally, if there are any VTubers that wish to come on to the show to share their stories, send a message through the email also down in the description below, or find it on this channel's about page, and I'll schedule you in. The only qualifications as of now is having a model, level of following, and experience in some level of content creation, whether it be streaming or prepare content. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the interview. Today we are interviewing M3P, or for short, Meep. You're okay with Meep, right?
Yes, and howdy, hello. Pleasure to meet you all.
All right, how about you introduce yourself? Who are you?
Hi, I'm your wandering lost amnesiac traveler here, and I'm just kind of like hopping from place to place. I do a lot of things from variety. I do things like games, art, etc. A lot of the stuff in the creative field. I try to do my best to play as many as possible, or like talking with as many people as I can. But yeah, that's me.
Are you sure that's you? Who are you?
Yeah.
What do you
Who am I?
stream?
I don't know. What do I
What are
stream?
your pronouns? Street address?
Oh my gosh, street address? No,
Yeah.
I would never dox myself like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's.
But
I
yes,
was
yes, but
close
I mean-
though. I was close though.
You were close? Oh dear. Oh no.
I was very close.
very, very close.
So, when was the last time you actually were interviewed?
It was mainly IRL wise, so then that was how many years ago?
I assume for a job or or some sort of project.
It was mainly for school. But not, I was like getting interviewed by my school just to be like see if it was like fit for like going in, that type of thing.
Uh-huh.
But that was like over a year ago. But no.
Well,
The
a
last
year.
couple times it was just like it was just kind of chill.
A lot can
Chilling.
happen in a year.
True, true.
Yeah. Was this like for like high school or college?
It was for a college, correct?
Okay, college course. Gotcha. So,
Yes,
Meat,
yes.
what is your opinion on gelatin desserts?
I like gelatin.
Oh, have you ever had a milk jelly cake before?
I haven't had milk jelly cake, but I
Mhm.
had milk jelly, if that counts.
Oh. I think that'll work. Yeah. I mean, like, the milk jelly cake I'm referring to is practically a loaf of milk gelatin or sweetened milk gelatin.
Oh yeah, then yeah, no, I've had that 100%.
Uh, I get that you are a home cook.
Me, a little bit, but
A
usually
little
I'm
bit?
not allowed to be in the kitchen because my household doesn't want me to cook. They want to cook.
Ooh. Oh, they want to cook, so you have to fight
Yeah, no,
for
we
your
have to
right
fight
to the
for
stove.
kitchen. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's how my family is. They
Uh,
always
how
fight
much-
for the stove, and then
Go ahead, fight over the stove. Commit war crimes over the stove.
maybe not, but you know,
Maybe not. Oh, we have some vagueness right there.
vagueness. Yes.
How much do you love cooking?
Oh, I love it a lot. I've been taught so many different recipes from different family members and friends, and I've learned a lot from online, like from different cultures, etc. I like experimenting. I especially like making desserts with my family as well, because they taught me a lot of word of mouth when it comes to making things from like either culture-wise, like I made things like cakes and or other like gelatin-like desserts, or like example like flans.
Oh,
all that.
flans.
Yeah.
Your family Spanish?
No, they're more of like a Filipino descent.
Filipino. All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been taught a lot of recipes word of mouth, and we don't measure, so I have to learn everything from how they do it, like they throw things around.
You know, but during the Middle Ages, that was practically standard. You had to learn from a master chef, and then you're pretty much like throwing everything by hand into the to the dish.
Oh yeah.
Little tidbit of history there. A little bit of trivia.
Mhm.
Ever worked in a restaurant?
Technically I haven't, but at the same time I have.
What? How do you define that technicality?
Well, I previously was a culinary student, and I worked a little bit inside their kitchen, in a sense.
Yeah.
A bit of short order, if you say.
Okay.
That's why I say technically I have, but at the same time haven't.
Technicalities and such.
Technically speaking, yeah.
The bane of all inquiries. You got a white van?
No.
No. Got a hobby?
Oh yeah, lots. Too many, in
Lots?
fact.
Too many. Can you explain? Can you tell us one?
One of them being I take care of many different plants.
Many different plants. So you're a botanist?
Oh yes, I have so many different plants, from like what trees, small little plants like things like bamboo, or like I have a Buddhist pine, etc., etc. Those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
I have too many. I've been keeping too many.
You have too many plant children.
Yes, I do. I have way too many plants. I love them though.
I see. So you're a graphic designer, right?
Freelance currently, yes.
All right, all right. When did you start out as a? Is GD the proper like acronym for that? By the way,
Well,
Because-
sort of, but yeah, it depends on your definition of graphic designer. Because like a lot of the times nowadays, it's like they're kind of being slandered because again, Twitter is being all over the place with that.
oh, believe me, I'm going to be asking you some questions on that. But when did you start out as a graphic designer or a GD?
Well, technically, I've been starting out recently because I just finished not too long ago. So I've been on my own for a little bit, and I've been, that type of thing.
So what about we point out like when actually did you start wanting to become a graphic designer?
I was how many years ago, but what's it called? I wasn't too sure about what kind of career path I wanted to be when I first went through. So that's why I went to a couple of different things for schooling wise. One of them being like being me going to culinary school for one, and then afterwards I just did not enjoy the process or something like that. That type of thing.
So
Don't
from
get me
one
wrong,
art,
I enjoyed my time was there, but like it didn't make me happy in a sense. You know what I mean?
I got that. It's sort of like you experience one form of art and just slowly gravitated to another, or at least wanted to try out a new form of art. Is that
Exactly. Like that.
From one art to another.
Exactly.
Now-
I liked.
Hmm?
No. I like that kind of approach of what you said.
Yeah. Now, is there any other reason why you became a graphic designer, other than needing to like branch out or figure out other directions in your career?
Well, for one, it's one of the easier ways to get in through when it comes to art stuff. If you really wanted to, you can do a lot more with your art. You can pretty much do a lot more advertisements, etc., etc. Like having the skills to do so is so much easier, and then you can help out others if need be. I've had new skills learned from both school and not school from doing things like this.
All right. And what tools do you use?
I use the typical graphic design setup, which is Adobe, and then I have a mix of other programs like for my sketching and whatnot. I try to use more or less digital means now in comparison to paper. I'm trying to lessen paper is why. I use Clip Studio Paint for sketching, and then for like when I'm on the go or something like that, I use an iPad for like Procreate.
That's actually I'm happy that you brought that up. I mean, like, has there at least in your experience in maybe some industry, I reckon, or at least in some projects, has there been like a more gravitation towards Clip Studio Paint over Adobe products or Adobe Photoshop? At least in your
Let me
experience.
preface this right now.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the industry or something like that, or like if you're like in a certain thing, like for example, if you want to make your thumbnails, you don't necessarily need to use things like Adobe.
Yeah.
You can use other programs that are just as similar, and they can be either free or not even like half the price. The only reason why people use Adobe is because they're part of like certain parts of the industry, and they have that as a standard. And so you can pretty much use almost any other program other than Adobe. So like that's my only take on it, and I would say I say this right now, you don't necessarily need to use it.
I asked because I've noticed that a big chunk of at least like the Japanese animation industry has been having a mix of like the standard Adobe products or Clip Studio Paint or other programs like even DaVinci Resolve, which is a video editing software. So yeah, thank you for that.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. How frequent is your work, or how frequent is the freelancing, or how frequent do you get gigs?
It's kind of hard to say because like technically I have to either reach out or apply for them, or like they come to me. So it's kind of all over the place. So they're kind of like all over. Like when it comes to hours, like it's just like it's hard to say.
So it is mostly like gig work you're working with.
It's mostly gig work, and it's kind of like if I get this part of the job, I get this part of the job, or if they ask me to go help them out with this, I help them out with this. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah. Have you ever been on a payroll through this work?
Not well right now because I'm still technically intro. So
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
true.
Yeah. Whenever you do your freelance work, do you work with others or are you mostly independent?
Depends on what kind of project, because you can be both working with someone or you can be by yourself, depending on the complexity and how much you need to do for said advertisement, logos, etc. You know, that type of thing.
I gotcha.
Mhm.
All right. What was the most recent project that you did?
Most recent project, I had to make a logo for someone and an icon and stuff.
Yeah. Was it like was it used for like commercial purposes or was it just like a part of like the vast VTuber market?
I guess you can say it's meant for both
Uh,
because that's what they commissioned it for. So I was like, okay.
Well, yeah. How do you feel about people using your artwork for their ends, whether it be like for profit or non-profit?
As long as they disclose credit, I don't particularly mind, but I really don't like the idea of people using art for like algorithms. Please don't use mine. I'm against the AI art movement and stuff for like using for algorithms and stuff. I get it for like learning purposes, but at the same time, try to make like I like there's a lot of stance on this.
You have a very what do you say? You have a nuanced take on machine learning, generative artwork. I'm saying machine learning because that's that's the industry term I picked up while looking through the various the various texts on AI art.
Oh yeah. No, I get it. Like to a certain degree, I get it. I understand that they would have to like evolve in certain ways and try to like fix it up. The only thing that I'm really prefaced or like having reserves about it is like the fact that people use their like they take sources from other people without asking permission and stuff. And I just dislike that without like properly acknowledging or giving credit, that type of thing.
Mm. How would you describe your art style?
Inconsistent and all over the place.
Inconsistent all over the place. Are you talking? Is that like a an aim for your for what you do, or is that like, or does it just go as the commissioner wants, or it goes by what the commissioner tasks you with?
It depends because again, the reason why I say it's like kind of inconsistent is because like a lot of the times I have to change up the style and or change it as need because I have to basically cater towards a client if I have to be each time, and that's why it's going to be a little inconsistent and all over the place rather than a straight line cut style here and there.
All right. Would you say that gives you a little bit of comfort that your artwork may not be like replicated by AI generators?
I do like that idea that I'm not going to be replicated.
What does it mean to be? What does it mean that if your art is ever replicated?
It just means that I'm in the same mold, I guess you can say. or what's it called? My work can be reproduced quite easily, and yeah.
Why do you worry about that?
Well, it just means that everything's just gonna be the same, and it's not gonna be as fun or colorful, or rather, new, in a sense.
Mm-hmm. You want to be original, in short. or strive
To a certain
strive
degree,
for
yes.
originality. Oh yeah. To a certain degree, everything has been done 1,000 times, as the quote goes. But
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Because like everything has been done in some way, shape, and form. There's not 100% originality. That's what I've told everyone.
exactly, it's still a amalgamation of references, but nonetheless, it's
Mhm.
still it's meaningful. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you make your models, or did you make your model here?
No, I didn't make the model. However, I did make the model concept art
Oh, all right.
for
Do you
said
mean
stuff.
did you like develop a like a thumbnail of sorts for
Yes,
the
I
model?
developed and sent a couple of thumbnails. I believe I pinned it on my Twitter to show the two images there. But those two images I used for like references to my said artist
Uh-huh. Who made your model?
to give it. Hold up. His name is Arta. Wait, yeah. The Arta Taki Studio. Yeah, that person.
Packy Studio.
Yeah.
You can send the link over later if you can't find it right now.
Yes, for sure.
I'll make sure to like add it to the description below, because a little spread around of an artist.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's always
He's done a
great.
lot. They've done a
Little
lot
bit of
of art
promotion.
and stuff. I found them on Fiverr, especially. You can find a bunch of Fiverr artists and stuff,
Mhm.
which are really cool.
Did you turn to Fiverr immediately, or were you looking around other sites?
I was looking around sites at the time and looking through Twitter and other places to see what kind of the market would be like for that type of thing. When it comes to both a model and create, like having other things going on. And I looked at people's portfolios all over the place, kind of saw what was like highly rated, etc., etc. That type of thing. And I had to cross-reference a few times to figure out what I wanted.
All right. And when was this? At least this search for a modeler.
That was a few months ago.
A few months ago, as of
Surprisingly.
2020. Okay, a few months ago, as of 2023. Gotcha.
Yes.
hmm How much of your background as a graphic designer was reflected in the references that you sent to your modeler?
How much of a background? I say a little bit, not too much, other than the fact that I did just show my art and then just told them like, I like cyberpunk aesthetics,
Alright.
go ham, and then make sure there's a bit of pink somewhere.
Of course.
That's all I requested.
We
Really.
always we always need a little bit of pink in life, It's
Hell yeah.
it's just something about that hot red color.
Exactly. I go for the hot pink all the time, or it's like kind of pink hues.
So, how was the communication between you and your artist? Oh, your modeler. Oh, by the way, I have to ask. Did the modeler also rig your model?
No, that was someone else. So I have a different someone who did the modeling art, and then someone who did my rigging is two separate people.
Okay. Two
And
separate
so,
people.
yes.
An artist and a rigger. Gotcha.
Correct.
How was the communication between you and both of them?
Oh, they're pretty great. What's it called? The only reason why my model artists took a while is because they had other clients at the time, so that's why communication was kind of slow here and there. But that's fine. Like, no, I understand. And then they gave me input. They gave me some feedback. Like, I gave them feedback, etc., etc. I kind of bounced back here and there. It didn't take very long to actually do all this. And
Well, how
then
long?
they sent me the fun part.
Oh, okay. How long did it
Yes.
take for the model to be finished?
Around 21 days
21 days. All right.
for the model art specifically, and then it took about 2.5 weeks for the rigging to be done.
All right. If you don't mind disclosing, how much did your model cost you?
Surprisingly, it's not as much as you think it would be, but it was, for me, it'd be over about 500 Canadian.
500 Canadian. All right.
Yes.
We'll make sure to convert it to freedom bucks later on. Not.
You can already guess that I am Canadian.
Of course. So yeah. Well, you mentioned that one of the inspirations was cyberpunk. Were there any others?
Okay.
For
I
your
really
model,
liked-
at least. The model
yeah.
design.
So my model's design was originating from like things like how I used to draw a lot of my other stuff and whatnot. I liked the cyberpunk aesthetic, yes, and then I also liked a lot of other stuff that came from bits and pieces from games like Borderlands was one of my inspos as well. I liked like crazy things like that when it came to games, and I just like the Vaporwave as well, which I also brought into it, and some other retro-esque type styles here and there, because like the color scheme was originating from that type of thing.
When did you get into vaporwave or synthwave as a music?
Oh, that was so far quite a long while, because I really liked listening to both lo-fi, vaporwave, and so forth years ago, and I'm like, it just stuck ever since. So I was like, yeah, I really, and I've just somehow grown to the aesthetic of like loving it a lot.
Was there like was there a level of like inconsistency that you wanted to have in your model's design? Considering the, what you described your art style as, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't say it's like 100%, but yes, I did say like a lot of this is pretty well done for the things that I've given it and the amount of input on, and there would be some things I would change later, but that's okay. Like this is basically the first model that I have that I plan to get more of. So
hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to be moving on to the VTuber Twitter scene. You definitely mentioned you have some varied opinions on that. So,
oh god,
what are your thoughts on like the graphic designer scene within not only Twitter but also like VTuber communities?
Okay, I'll say this right now. If you look closely on certain people's Twitters and they don't show any media or anything like that, do not reply to them. Do not preface them and just either like just block them right away, because those people are not actual artists and or graphic designers.
Oh no,
the
I
reason
have.
why I say it.
Google it.
Yeah, I'm just giving like that as a preface because like again, people get caught up and then just get nearly scammed out of like a lot of things. And it upsets me that a lot of the times it's giving a lot of times graphic designers a bad name, and people that actually do art a really bad name because of that. Or like there's copy pasted like AI art or computer generated or machine learning type things that are just like copy pasted over and over again here and there, and they're just trying to get a quick buck or like give you some sob story about how they're like struggling with financially, but in reality they're not. They're just doing this just for a quick buck.
They are practically, in your eyes, con artists.
Yeah, they're con artists, and it's just like it's just something that I wish didn't happen so frequently, especially on Twitter. I don't know.
How often do you
like
see those? How often do you see them in other VTuber marketplaces? As equally, or like for example, like
equally.
Discord? Yeah, like for Discord.
I've actually been messaged/hit up quite a lot from them, and they were requesting like here and there, and then I'm like, oh dear. I asked for their portfolio just to see what's going on, or their socials just to see what kind of things they do, and they give me some images that were either A, stolen, or B, they were just like someone else's portfolio impersonating them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's still pretty messed up.
It is. It is. I remember distinctly one tried DMing me, and in their profile they had like an image of I think like a Honkai Star Rail character, and they were passing it as their own like 3D VTuber model. So,
Oh dear.
yeah, on set to sell. So my contribution right there as Colgate cat.
Yeah, no. Like again, it's just I wish there were more ways to counteract it and like tell people how like to know who's who instead of just like having to go through all this effort. Because they're like a lot of artists will be now buried underneath because they don't know who's who, and
Yeah.
like
We'll need
it's my
a
biggest
like
sense.
we'll need a little like a validation key for making sure who's a real artist or not. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
You mentioned that you worked. You made a logo for a person. Was that a VTuber?
No, it wasn't a VTuber at the time, so to speak. It was for someone I would say close to me, sorta. I would say like a personal client, so to speak. But yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. How often do you work with VTubers as a graphic designer? Have you dipped your toes into the marketplace?
Only with for certain mutuals currently. I have not dipped into outsourcing right now. When I mean outsourcing, I mean like out of the blue, like people hitting me up or I'm hitting them up, that type of thing.
All right. So it sounds you're doing like a little bit of a dance with your clients. Would that be a good way to describe it? Of where you're like you're seeking them out while also not seeking them out, or
Kinda, yes. The reason being is because I want to get a feel of the person. I try to communicate with like either seeing what kind of person they are first before committing to an actual project. Or like works here and there, because like you never know what kind of person you're going to be with for a little bit. That's why I try to build up with communication from both sides rather than just like saying, oh hey, sure, that's cool, let me get you up, or like, and then I receive no payment afterwards. That type of thing.
In short, you don't want to be conned, or you don't want to
exactly
not get paid. Yeah. You have to get bread. You gotta put bread on the table somehow.
Yeah, exactly. I'm broke. Please.
How do you feel about that, by the way? The near, how do I say, the impoverished conditions of artists, if that makes sense, if that's the right word salad I want to throw out. How do you feel that the to the idea that artists are like underpaid or like are at risk of being swindled a lot?
I would say a lot of the times some artists undercharge themselves, and then other times some other artists will overcharge themselves. It's a mix of in between, and a mix of like sometimes you need to know their worth, but they don't know how to. Is the thing. And it's a mixed bag when I say that, is because again, some people don't acknowledge themselves and they have either imposter syndrome in a sense, thinking their art isn't good enough. I'm definitely one of those type of people who have done that to myself a lot. I'm very self-deprecating as sometimes when it comes to my own art and I feel like it's not good enough, or sometimes I have a bit of perfectionism. That's why it's kind of like, I get it. sometimes you just need someone else to like not acknowledge you, but rather help you figure out your own. If you know that, if you know what I mean.
Do you think that that mentally like prevents you from going into maybe like a industry job in graphic design? That sense of like imposter syndrome seeping in.
Well, yes and no. The reason why I say that is because again, you don't know what kind of people or like what kind of things they tell you for both industries. It could be both good or bad. It's an experience nonetheless. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking into entering a more a more industry or let's just say a non-freelance position at a company?
Possibly in the future, but I think it's better to go freelance first so I can get more of a diverse portfolio before heading into like an extreme industry and seeing what I got. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. You got to start somewhere. You just have to, and you have to build up as you go.
Exactly. Especially nowadays, it's very competitive, so that's why you have to diverse yourself a bit more. Because, as they say, like, what's the difference between you and this other person? That type of thing. So that's what they're trying to do with you. So you got to figure out a lot of other stuff to diversify and or show what you can in comparison to what you can't.
All right. So when did you start learning about VTubers?
I'm gonna be honest with you, not that long ago.
Not long ago. Can we get a date there?
Let's say about as little as last year, really.
Last year,
And
wow.
it's mostly yeah. So the thing about me is that I didn't really know too much about VTubers other than the fact that I watched a couple clips here and there and heard that they were another source of like, I wouldn't say entertainment, but another means of doing either content creation rather than showing your face and stuff. So they popped on both my feed for YouTube and other socials and stuff. So it kind of made me like interested in the idea of maybe I want to take this for a shot for fun and or other things.
Why did they interest you?
Why do they interest me?
Yeah.
I like the idea of both. You can be a mix of both a character and yourself, in a sense. You can be both 50-50 if you'd like to.
So you like to have like that. You like to have a. You like to use half of the persona, in short.
Half and also yes.
All right.
Because then you can. I wouldn't say like be exactly 100% true to yourself, but rather you can show another side to yourself that you didn't know. That type of thing.
I see. Did you watch YouTuber? No. Have you? Did you watch VTubers often before becoming a VTuber yourself? Like up until like I don't know, a few months ago, is what I'm assuming is your like your experience as a VTuber time frame.
As a VTuber time frame, let's see. To be honest with you, I haven't watched too much of VTuber streams and stuff, other than maybe either videos or shorts.
So you pretty much like you were generally aware of them, but not like super into it or super into the zeitgeist or like the culture.
Yes, I was not 200% into the culture quite yet because again I was still learning and seeing what kind of content they created and stuff at the time. I guess you can say it was kind of like it popped up on my feed and I kind of just like I was interested, that type of thing.
What kind of content appealed to you before non-VTuber content appealed to you?
Non-VTuber content, I'd say it's a lot of a mix of like either being cooking videos, lots of music related and various other creative topics, and then some random videos like how this so and so did something, or like some kind of wacky, crazy, clickbaity thumbnail brought me in some sort. And then other times I just kind of like look at some clips of shows and stuff because my attention span is sometimes very, very short.
All right. Are you sure about the attention span? Vsauce, I remember watching a short where are you familiar with the channel Smosh? No, Smosh.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
familiar with Smosh.
Yeah, the old comedy channel that held like #1 on YouTube's channel ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment. A little bit of a technical issue, real quick.
No worries, no worries.
Anyway, come on. Sorry about this, people. It's a long time occurrence that I'm not too happy on seeing reproduced again and again. There we go. I'm gonna disappear for a moment while I redo this.
No, don't worry. How's it going, everyone? You know, I'm kind of just here, kind of vibing, doing the thingy things. Are you doing all right? You good? Did you drink some water, go to the washroom, etc., etc.? You know?
Yep, this is a certified MERP moment.
Yes, it's me.
All right, we're back. Okay. Line. Wait, give me a moment. I need to reset my position real quick.
I'm waiting.
There we go. Now we're good. Okay.
Hey, let's go.
Okay, we're getting back. On track.
Nice.
However, my train has yet to fall in on that track yet. Did you? Do you have? I have fallen and I have yet to come up. My digital self has been absolutely frozen in time and space for about like what is it, like 5 minutes or something? A minute. There we go. It's actually better. It usually takes about like 2 minutes, so I suppose it's getting better. But overall,
we did it.
Do you have what is called a do you have any VTuber lore of yourself or of your character? VTuber lore being like the backstory to your character or your model's character.
So no, I do have a lore. However, I plan to release that later. I kind of just want to go slowly build up into, building my lore right away. I'm still technically this is under wraps, and currently it's like in progress. But yes, I do have lore. I could give you a bit of snippet, like as in like not a TLDR, but rather I can just give you a slice as to what might be happening right now.
Well, more or less, I'm more interested in why you have it. Why do you have 5 pages of lore ready at your disposal?
Why do I have lore ready at my disposal?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of lore videos as well when I was doing my research on VTubers as well. So then I was like, oh, that's cool. I kind of want to do that myself. That's pretty much the simple mentality that I went was like, all right, that's cool. I'll do it. I want to do it. That sounds fun.
Simple enough. But why is it cool?
Why is it cool? I would say it's because it shows a different perspective on how you portray this character and or scene. Because a lot of the times people don't exactly see that kind of character that you're playing or using per VTuber model as you, or rather they see that as a separate character. And that's why they have a bit of like parasocialism, thinking that this person is 100% what you're like IRL and stuff. So then it gives a bit of I wouldn't say escapism, but rather it gives you an idea of like kind of like it could be someone else or a character that you can portray in a sense.
All right.
Like how some VTubers are gap moe and stuff and contradictory to how they look, like myself, for example.
And when did you wanted to have lore for your model or for your character?
For my character, I would say in the very beginning when I first started, I was like, I want to do lore to my thing, to my VTuber, but I just didn't know how to, so then I had to keep researching / looking up stuff, and then I released my model later on, and I was like, cool, I'll just, release a lore video later in the year, possibly. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. When did you start streaming? Or at
When
least
did I start streaming?
when did you start making content?
So funny story is I actually started streaming around December 1st, 2022, so not very long.
Yeah.
And I was using a PNG model at the time. Things that both I made and tried to figure out on my own when it comes to streaming, and then saved up funds enough to have this model created and the one that you're seeing right now.
All right. And how did you get those funds? Did you rob a bank? Steal some catnip?
No, it's mainly because I was working multiple different part-time jobs, including now, including me doing freelance as well and stuff. So yeah, here and there, just to save a bit more.
All right. What does work mean to you?
Depends on your definition of work and or what kind of thing you're doing for work is the difference. That's what I tell everyone. If you enjoy the work, you'll enjoy the work. If you don't, you don't.
Do you see VTubing as work or as a job?
If anything, I find it more or less a fun little hobby at this point and less of a job.
Why is that?
It's mainly because I don't feel it as work. I kind of have fun with it, and I've met a lot of fun and amazing people here and there from both VTubing and streaming and finding different communities here and there.
Yeah. How would it become work, though? Or a job?
How would it become work? When I start to feel like it's getting a little too repetitive, getting boring, that type of thing would be starting to like when it feels like a job. But in the most part, I'm having fun with it. Like every single time, it's just different and different experience every day for whenever I stream or for like every time I meet new people.
What is the best part of best part of this? Best part of VTubing?
Definitely finding the community. A lot of the times I found them very, very nice, and they're very open towards questions and or answering certain things that you don't understand and various other things. As you could tell, I haven't been VTubing for very long, but I've been still trying to learn here and there, and they're very helpful towards like how to set up, how to engage, or like even like off scenes. They will help each other a lot. It was quite nice.
How nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. All right. Now, what's the worst part of this whole thing we call VTubing? What irks your gears?
What irks my gears?
Yeah.
I would say the amount of artists that keep hitting me up. Both, the current artists and stuff. I wouldn't say like again I dislike having artists hit me up and stuff. It's just the fact that I keep getting hit up by artists all the time now.
You see, graphic designers become magnets for other graphic designers. That's the explanation I give. That is the scientific truth. You should trust me. You should trust me. I know.
No.
I know.
Oh dear.
You're bound by this curse of being a.
I'm bound by the curse
of being a graphic designer. It's like what Wait, yeah, it's like wait no. I don't think this is a part of Harry Potter lore, but it's like the lightning bolt symbol on Harry Potter's forehead that draws in tormentors or something. I guess that's how it goes. Unless I'm confusing that with another series. Anyway, is there any other lamentations that you want to grieve about VTuber or being a VTuber or VTubing?
Sometimes my model gets a little wonky. That's on my end. That's my fault because I didn't set it up properly.
Oh.
And then there's technical problems. That's pretty much like the small things that people complain about, anyways. But that's pretty much on
Small and common.
Yeah, pretty much a common thing. That's my only gripe, really.
What keeps you going as a VTuber?
Oh, definitely the community. It's fun.
All right.
And along like a lot of the times, I would say people that either view me or like on my own stream and stuff, my chat, etc. They help me motivate a lot. I've actually gotten a couple bits of fan art here and there from them. And it's quite nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, someone's a famous person.
No, I'm not. This is like, especially when I was starting out and I was still a PNG and stuff. And I got fan art for the first time, and it gave me like such a nice, heartwarming moment. And it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna continue doing this. This is fun. I like this. This is sometimes people have a bad day, and other times they don't want to be like, doing said thing. So then that's why like this is also another motivation. I want to give people at least some time away from like the bad things and have a bit of a positive experience. Whenever I try to tune into my streams here and there, have some funny moments, even though I'm kind of sus. Kind of sus sometimes.
You just want to have a positive impact on people.
Exactly. I want to have positive impact rather than a negative one towards people.
Speaking of the community, how often are you collaborating with other VTubers?
That's kind of a hard question to say because like the reason why I say it's hard is because I'm both reaching out and people are reaching out to me. So like it's kind of like I'm collabing quite frequently as of late.
Oh. How's the networking experience?
It's not as hard as people think it is. All you really have to do is just say hi to the person and just like make small talk / communication with that, and then you're golden. You're good.
Why do you think it would be hard?
Some people have the hard time of just saying hi.
I suppose, yeah.
And they're just having a bit of anxiety. That's about it.
How do your collabs usually go?
Oh, very positively. Actually, majority of the time, it's more or less either fun, chaotic, and or unhinged.
Oh, unhinged. Oh, all right, chaotic and unhinged. Is there a story you'd like to highlight?
So, okay, let's just say I don't plan on doing drinking streams for the next little bit. We'll just give it like that.
Ooh, drinking. You a lightweight?
No, I'm not a lightweight, and so the funny thing is, I drink people under the table, if you know what I mean.
Drink
they're not much of a lightweight comparison to me. I'm more or less the heavyweight.
The heavyweight champion of most collab streams, or at least that specific drinking stream?
Specifically only drinking streams. Let's just say like I've been able to outdrink every single person that has collabed with me on a drinking stream so far.
So, friend, how many drinking streams have you attended?
So far,
and how many have you won?
I've had 2, and I've won both 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Oh, that's a good streak. You gotta get to that third. You gotta get to 3 soon. Because rule of 3, you have to abide by the rules after all.
True.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe later down the summer line, I might do a drinking stream. We'll see. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but we'll see.
You hear it,
But
folks?
like,
We're going to have a conclusion to Meep's drinking arc or drinking champion arc. Will he be able to outdrink other VTubers? We will have to see.
oh god. Because like it was funny. Because like okay, I'm just gonna expose this one person real quick.
Okay, expose.
During like the couple hour mark, they threw up on audio on my stream
Oh, that sound was. Ooh.
for like a good 5 minutes, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, please tell me they had a bucket.
They were in the toilet at that point. I was like, okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
But like I was like, damn, and I was like, pretty much still semi sober. I was like, all right, cool. Is you okay?
Do I have
See, this
to-
is like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't. The crazy thing is, I did a shot for shot type thing for, let's say on Twitch, it was like around for every time someone gave me a sub, I'd have to go do a shot.
Oh. Like a shot of liquor, are we talking? A shot of wine? A shot of beer? What are we talking here?
Yeah, a shot of liquor. And so the first hour, I had to do about, I think, 13 shots.
13.
Around 10, like a little over 10, yes.
Your liver must hate you for that
Oh,
night.
I was fine. I was actually fine.
You were fine. Oh, just
I
kicking.
was fine.
Kept on
I can
kicking.
keep going. I can keep kicking.
Mhm.
The crazy thing is, my personal record is over that for the amount of shots.
Oh.
I know this sounds really bad, but like, yes, I have a personal record where I can go up where I did like how many shots in 1 hour.
Oh no, Meep. What I'm getting at is we need to find you a rival.
Oh god. One day my rival will
One day.
here, and it'll be legendary. It'll be a legendary fight.
If I what?
God.
Mhm.
Pardon, sorry.
No. Do these like collabs? Do you collab with the same people, or are most of these collabs like a one night, one shots?
Not all of them will be one shots. Other than like a lot of the times, I have done a recurring collab here and there. Actually, quite a lot. They weren't like for the same purpose, but they were like for similar people and same times. Other times, it's because like scheduling is why that we can't collab frequently. Is why. Is all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What difficulties do you usually encounter, or what difficulties do you encounter when collabing with others?
What difficulties? I haven't had too many difficulties, other than the fact that it possibly might be scheduling difficulties.
All right.
And so I was like, oh, interesting. Okay. And other times it was like they might have like mixed up the days and or hours. Well, I'm not gonna throw that one person under the bus, but that did happen with one of my collab streams.
Oh, how recent?
Not this one. No, this was like a. It was for something else. It was a bigger group, that type of thing.
Hmm.
And that's why it kind of just happened.
Hmm.
And they were like about almost an hour and a half late as far.
Are there any gripes that you've developed from collabing? Or
When
when
collabing?
Yeah, like certain certain things about collabing that or like how do I say certain behaviors on collab streams that you disapprove of.
Depends on what kind of content or like what kind of thing that's going to be on stream is the difference.
Of course, this is personal, but yeah.
I get it's a personal thing, but however, the reason why I say that is because sometimes do like the idea of being not so serious. But at the same time, if it's someone bringing up a very serious topic and trying to like dampen the fun, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to things like that, and it kind of just like it disheartens the mood a bit for like
It
other
kills
people
the
that are
vibe.
collabing with you. Yeah, it kills the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they start like doing like that, it just kind of makes it me or other people not want to be with collabing with you more often, if you know what I mean.
I got that.
Yeah. And so like I would say it's just sometimes I do a bit of like pre-talk, or like I try to meet up with them as much as possible before collabing to get a good feel of their character and or person. And or possibly behind the scenes I will look up you for the person, and I will look at your
Okay.
streams secretly without you knowing.
Mhm.
I'm not
You do
gonna
have-
tell you who I've done, but I do my research and I try to figure out people all the time.
All right. Would you say that you are somewhat compelled to vet people that you collab with?
What's it called? Vet people, as in like
Like
Veteran?
what you said about like researching people that you are planning on like collabing with, or other VTubers that you interact with. If that makes sense. Would vetting be a
yeah.
right word?
Is it vetting?
I feel like it would be, considering how broad that word is used colloquially.
True. What's it called? I wouldn't say it matters too much on like how long you've been collabing or VTubing, in my opinion. I just want to know what kind of person you are before, like, I meet you, if you know what I mean, right?
I got that.
Because the reason why I say that is because, again, I'm going to be either A, meeting you for the first time, or B, this is going to be like your first impression of me and or someone else. So then that's why I kind of I do this just to get like a not existing impression on you. I just want to know like what kind of things you do, or like what kind of content, etc., etc. That type of thing.
Did you investigate me? Did you research me?
I won't lie, and I won't tell you otherwise.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's up in the air now. Okay.
I'm gonna just give that as an open-ended question. You can, or open-ended answer, so to speak. I'll let you
Alright.
decide if whether or not I did it.
I'll decide. I'll decide, and I will absolutely judge you. Either
It's
way.
mainly because like the reason why I do that nowadays is because I have somewhat of a trust issue, because I've had times where I've been, I guess you can say, not betrayed, but rather not been great experiences for me. Is why I kind of am the way I am, a little too cautious, or like sometimes I'm a bit of an overthinker, so to speak.
If you don't mind, when did that start, or what set that for you?
Set that I would say like it's been a reoccurring thing for me. So then I have to like it's a mental thing at this point. It's kind of like I need to know at least a little bit to set myself at ease rather than not knowing at all. If you know what I mean.
I got that. What is your usual viewer average? Let me say that. What is your usual viewer average?
Current streams, I would say it jumps from 5 to 15 viewers.
5 to 15. All right.
So far it's been fun. They're very nice about it, and a lot of the times I get rated quite a lot, and I rate them quite a lot. So like it's mutual. People that kind of just view me and stuff. That's why I get so many.
In the case,
If that answered that question.
Oh yeah. In the case, if anyone doesn't know, Twitch raid is simply when a Twitch broadcast or a Twitch streamer ends their broadcast, they send their viewers to another streamer, and they can select who it is. Or if not, they'll just do it'll just be randomly selected. Is that a
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that a good descriptor? All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
Sometimes they don't end stream, and they kind of just like I wouldn't say like they just end abruptly. It's just kind of like it's just technical issues,
Uh,
and that's why some people just kind of hop on over to like other people's streams here and there. Is why like that's how it be.
I gotcha. How much does the viewership impact or influence your activity in stream, or like behavior, or like how you stream, so to speak?
Not too much, in my opinion. I haven't changed too much, other than me saying certain things that have to be more or less tame, comparison to me being unhinged. Wink, wink.
Uh-huh. What do you say? You have to walk on eggshells with Twitch?
Not really. It doesn't. I don't really say certain things anyways, and rather I just, again, how I told you earlier, I try to get at least less a positive vibe rather than negative. So at that
Gotcha.
point, it's just like it's pretty much like how I usually am.
All right. How would you describe yourself unhinged, or as unhinged?
So we'll just say said many such things on my drinking streams. That's how unhinged it is.
Do you remember any of those sus things?
I do, and they were clipped. If you want to look at those clips, they'll be on either somewhere. I'm not gonna link myself, but they're gonna be somewhere.
You don't have to link yourself. I already linked you down in the description below.
Oh my god, no. Yeah, no,
And-
there's quite a few clips of me being very unhinged and intoxicated.
Ooh. Mm. What is your ideal number of viewers?
I don't have an ideal amount of viewers, honestly, in my opinion. I kind of just like the idea of like trying to make sure numbers don't affect me,
Uh,
in a sense. You know what I mean? If people view me, the people view me. If people don't, they don't. I want to go like that type of thing.
alright.
Again, like I told you earlier, it's kind of like I just like this as a hobby, and if people can make their day a little bit, I try to make their day.
Mm. How much do you like interact with chat, or with your
I try to
chatters?
interact as much as possible.
Have you been developing like a little bit of a regular following, or a following of regulars?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, some of them will lurk and don't say much in chat, but I do know they're there.
There,
And stuff.
I got you.
I know who you are. Don't worry.
I-
Don't worry.
exactly.
I
I know
won't
who-
out you, but I know you.
Exactly. Where do you want the channel to go in the near future?
Honestly, I don't really too much know, other than the fact that one day I would like to at least develop maybe some kind of let's see, expansion overseas, maybe for a little bit, for fun. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. Do you think you'll continue VTubing from a year? Do you think you'll continue VTubing as a career a year from now?
Who knows? The future holds different possibilities. I would say that right now. Because,
Alright,
like, I don't try to set everything down. I kind of just, I'm the type of person who just kind of goes in, and not goes in, but rather I just go in and figure out along the way, not plan too far ahead, but plan far enough to understand where I'm at.
And with
if that makes sense.
Of course. Yeah, it makes sense. If the future holds a lot of possibilities, then what could stop you from VTubing?
Let's see. What could stop me from VTubing? Possibly a lot of things, but that's more or less my personal problems at that point. Comparison to Comparison to like me stopping entirely.
Give me
Like
a
I want to
moment.
continue as long as possible, pretty much.
Give me a moment. I just had a little hiccup. I think this is a good time to now like poll chat for questions as I fix my my video here. Okay, I'm back now. Okay, never mind.
All right.
Never
all right.
mind. I do
There we
have
go, there we
one.
go.
I do have one more question before we move on to chat questions. If you had to stop, would you ever return back to VTubing?
Absolutely, because it's fun.
All right, and how would you do that? Would you would you have an entire redesign of your model, like Gandalf from Gandalf the Gray to Gandalf the White?
Is what they call a re-debut, correct? I would
Yeah.
definitely do that. I would have the whole shebang right
Whole
up and ready before
Alright.
like streaming again and be like, yeah. So I didn't die. I lived.
I lived
I was
it.
just in the shadows,
Uh-huh.
that type of thing.
I gotcha. All right now. All right, everyone. We'll be pausing right now for some little bit of hydration, and we will be accepting and sifting through chat for questions you may have for our interviewee. Do note to keep it within guidelines and be patient as we go through them. What are you drinking today?
Me, I am drinking water.
Just water, plain water. Are there any
Yes.
minerals in that water?
No,
No.
just plain
Is
filtered water.
filtered water? Is it from the tap?
It's from my Brita filter, correct?
All right, then. So it has no minerals. Shame.
Mm-hmm.
Shame. That's what the tap just gives it the right flavor. The flavor.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly.
I'm not one of those people who would be like, I need filtered water. No, I just drink water just because
Mhm.
it's just I just drink it. That's it.
All right. So here we go. What do you? Okay. From your annihilator. What do you think your biggest difficulty as a VTuber will be?
We'll see if health is my problem.
Why
by
is
the
that?
end of time. Let's see. The reason why I say that is because a lot of times I will have somewhat of a health problem here and there. That's the reason why I've done PTubing as well, and doing a
Yeah.
lot of like things like artwork and all that jazz more often. Is because of I have certain health problems that I can't be prolongated doing it at a certain amount of time, or else I will not feel great. We'll get that, if it makes sense.
I get that. Would it be too personal to ask you what those conditions are?
It's not too personal. We'll just say it's kind of like, again, it's just like it's not. I'm not disabled, so to speak. It's just kind of like I have a couple heart conditions here and there, is why.
I see. All right. Kuriyama DC says, "What's your bad memento moments you have that you technically hard?" Wait. Let me reread that. What's your bad memento moments you have that you technically hard? Okay. I get what they're saying. Kuriyama DC asks, what's your bad memento moments you have a hard time forgetting up until now?
It's a mixed bag of both. Like, it's a bad moment at the same time. It's a good moment. It's more or less me being unhinged when I'm in my drinking streams.
It's always
Like, you
it's always an unhinged
God.
meep.
Yeah. So the funny thing about that is like it's like a 180 switch type thing where it's just like, oh, I said that. Don't worry. They're not as unhinged as you say. Don't worry about it. But like, it's kind of like, damn, it's that unhinged, as I say.
Uh,
I wouldn't say I have instant regrets right away, but those are like, it's funny enough to be like, yeah, no, those are fun little moments.
are there any like unhinged moments that you regret?
Regret? Nah, not regrets.
No regrets.
If it's because of like me having like cringing whatever, that just means like it was just funny.
All right.
And me crying to myself in the corner to be like, oh my god, I can't believe I said that. But whatever, it happens.
All right. Okay. There's another question from Kuriyama DC. But is there, but is there any more like even more unhinged moments? Counting outside streams too. I'm not too familiar with that context, but maybe you can
I
give some
think you
light
mean
on that.
like outside of streams that I haven't been streaming, where the unhinged moments that I regret. Absolutely, a bunch of them, but more or less those are more like personal things at that point, and I'm like, oh dear, I'm a wild card, as you can tell, when it comes to things.
I gotcha.
I don't really want to preface this, but yes, I'm considered quote unquote the wild card drunk.
Wild card drunk. Are you at least a happy wild card drunk?
Yeah, I have a good time.
Mm.
They might not have a good time later with me being absolutely having a good time.
Would you be the person who like argues over like the names or like the roles certain fictional characters are supposed to like be? Like for example, remember that one meme where a guy was in a heated debate with another guy over the Wicked Witch of the East? You familiar with that one?
I've never heard of that one.
I don't know. I think it had to do with the wizards or the other witches, like the good witch of the north or south, which are like sisters to the wicked witches of the east and west.
Okay. I see what you mean.
It's better if I find it and like send it to you at some point. But yeah. But all right. This is why I called you bleep last time, Meep. What is that context?
Okay, so context-wise, I would say Kuriyama is a mutual of mine as well.
Yeah.
We do a lot of like at this point you can probably tell he pops in my chat every so often, and as well I collab with him as well here and there, and we both on and off stream and whatnot. So that's why he's capable of knowing a lot of things that are behind the scenes, if you can guess.
That's a long slur. I'm not gonna lie, that's a long thing. I'm just wondering.
You're saying that.
I wonder if Kuriyama used to watch a little bit of iDubbbz during like their early years or something.
I'm not sure.
Because I can only think of one slur, and the slur that could be that long, and it's definitely not Dumkolf or Dumkomf.
Oh dear.
Nah, I'm not slurring, but I censored what I usually call him. Okay. I don't want to call during that kind of yeah. Context matters, and I thank you very much for keeping within TOS, my friend. It's something that might offend certain people. Okay, we have another question. I think we can do at least like one more before we go into like the closing part of this little interview. Is there anything you wish to redo in streaming? I guess a better interpretation would be like was there things that you learned now that you would have wanted to implement or know before or when you started out streaming? I hope that's a good way to interpret.
But the thing about that is I find every single stream or a happy little mistake that I've done during streams all the more reason why I keep researching and try to figure things out on my own. And I find those like if I didn't learn those mistakes in the first place, I would have still made the same mistakes later on. Type thing. And I'm kind of glad that I learned how to do like a lot of the things that I do nowadays.
How was the learning curve to know how to like stream and how to be a VTuber?
Not too hard, but at the same time, just enough information for me to understand myself. And I had to put my own notes and little things here and there just to figure out what kind of let's say not so much research, but rather I do extensive amount of writing down on what kind of things to do, what to comparison to what not to do, or like what kind of programs or plugins I needed, et cetera, that type of thing.
For streams, do you have like a little notepad that you refer to in order to like have some like stream talking points?
Little notepad, like as in.
Like, do you have like some stream notes or stream talking points that you want to bring up nearby?
Not really, to be honest with you. Sometimes I just mostly go on the spot.
Everything is off the cuff and improv. Gotcha.
A lot of the times, yes, and then other times I kind of remember things here and there.
Okay, let's go. Let's squeeze in one more. I think we can. Look, we'll take as many questions as we go in this section. This is more lively. I'll be honest, even if it's 2 people. It's always good to have some community interaction or like chat interaction.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Because here's the thing about chats and streaming and chats. Chats are the lifeblood of many VTubers.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. It's just the back and forth of like having conversation. That's sort of enticing to the chatters to form a wonderfully strong parasocial relationship with the streamer. Is what is a really good drive to it. But
exactly.
As Kiriyama DC says, I don't know if this was I don't know about this question. This question was questioned, but I wonder, what's your move if Twitch starts getting greedy, or basically develops into an era where Twitch is down, like what? Oh wait, where Twitch is down, like destroyed, vanished, turned into dust. Which platform would you choose?
Currently my alternatives at the moment at the back of my head would be either YouTube would be one of them, and the other one would be Kick, and possibly Rumble. We'll see.
Kick or Rumble? All right. Have you thought of YouTube?
No, I said YouTube.
Oh, okay. I thought okay.
Because like those three other platforms that I thought about beforehand, and then I also had a couple. It's just a lot. I wouldn't say a lot easier, but rather I kind of am a little familiar with the YouTube stuff because I did a couple testing streams here and there just to see if it worked and whatnot, that type of thing.
All right. And another like add-on to that question, how do you intend on growing these platforms, or growing on these platforms?
Kind of like how I always do. I kind of just outsource kind of information, gather, research, and then afterwards possibly even do things like collabing, if anything, or figuring out what kind of things appease to how I would like to do it, rather than what the algorithm tells me. I'm like, screw it, whatever. I'll just do something random and see what happens. Poke what sticks, etc. Poking the hornet's nest, if you know what I mean.
Are we going to get a 8-hour episode or 8-hour video of you dissecting the entire series of The Loud House?
The Loud House. Oh my god. No, I wouldn't say like I'd go that far into it.
You wouldn't
for, like,
take up the mantle of Quentin Reviews?
I could never take the mantle of Quentin Reviews. Like, man, like I can't take the mantles of people's stuff. It's not so much me like taking it, it's more rather I like the idea of like keeping things as is rather than.
All right. You don't want to butt in. You don't want to.
I don't want to take something that isn't, feel right for me. If you know what I mean.
I gotcha. All right. So, what are your plans or goals for your channel and future content projects?
One of them would be I want to do an animated music video or a cover or two,
Uh,
or possibly voice in someone's, let's say, game one day
all right.
for fun.
All right. What are you gonna do to meet these plans?
What am I gonna do to meet these?
Yeah, what are
friends?
you gonna do?
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see along the
we'll see.
lines of like in the future of me going through it. I want to see how much time and effort, not time and effort, but we'll see how it's gonna be for the next how long before I start like, you know, wanting to do that. I still need a bit of other equipment, as you can tell. I'm still like learning streaming wise and stuff.
We'll see. We'll see as the opportunity arises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you worry about failure or stagnation?
Not really. If people view me, they view me. If they don't, they don't.
Alright.
I'm very chill about that. I'm like, whatever.
Is for both your career as a freelance designer or a VTuber?
For graphic design, it's a different story. VTubing is also let's say for graphic design, I always want to know what stuck, what didn't, and what kind of things I can change and or alter / fix to certain specifications, so to speak. Because like I always have to learn that, obviously. And then for VTubing, I also want to do that to a certain degree, but like not to the point where I have to change my whole demeanor. If you get what I mean.
Would you say your profession as a freelance graphic designer has a quicker or a more definite means of learning compared to streaming or learning VTubing?
Streaming
Like,
/ VTubing is so much more different than I would have ever wondered when I first started. And so it's similar to how I would feel about how I do graphic design. I got to make like either it's similar to the process, so to speak. It's like I got to think things step by step rather than just going straight into it like I usually do with streaming sometimes. And I just kind of plan it out or figure out like things like here and there.
You need you need like more like direct feedback.
Yeah.
Is that?
I guess somewhat. That's pretty much what I need. Like, I would need some direct feedback as to like what's wrong, because like sometimes I don't even know if I have some audio issues or not, and tell me right away in my chat. It's funny, and then I just hear like someone's being very very quiet, or like the fact that you can't hear the game audio, and then I have to wait for like another 5 to 10 minutes for them to tell me, and I'm like, oh shit. That type of thing.
I gotcha. Do you have any family and friends that know you stream or are a VTuber?
So I only have one family member that knows, and a few of my friends actually do know that I VTube.
Yeah.
They won't say it out loud, but they know that I don't say like my name and stuff and whatnot, and they respect that.
Are they in the chat right now?
Currently, no, they are not. They don't even know that I'm streaming now.
I see.
Because like once again, they have their own things right now, so that's why like I don't try to pester them to like, oh, go view me here, like that type of thing.
I got you. Is being anonymous important as a VTuber?
Well, yes and no. Depends on your view on whether or not you want to be anonymous comparison to be anonymous. You know what I mean? There's been cases of both VTubers showing their IRL self and being a VTuber at the same time. Take like I'm just gonna give an example, like Kason, for example. Kason's both a VTuber and IRL streamer.
Oh yeah, I remember distinctly like the priest. What was it? What was the con? That had her like walking on this. What the one where she walked onto the stage.
Hmm.
in her VTuber outfit.
Exactly. So like, see,
Mhm.
like again, I don't have any stigma or like gripes against people doing that. I just find it interesting that people do things like in many different ways and shapes and forms. Like I don't mind doing anything, but like I would like to say like for preference, I do respect people having their own privacy or not see
Uh-huh.
here and there, and if they don't want to get revealed or like have them shown up, please try not to like dox or expose them
Or
for things that do.
especially harass them. Again, referring back to the case hunt, I remember distinctly like a whole swath of a good, actually a decent amount, or like a very vocal minority of people were very like, were kind of like, how do I say, body shaming her because
Mhm.
she's a little plump. If you get my drift,
Yeah.
yeah. Either
I
way,
do.
yeah. Yeah. Are you worried about getting doxxed at this point?
No, but at the same time, if they don't respect my privacy, I might have to change my output, if you know what I mean.
Uh,
Well, just saying, like, I'm not going to disappear on the face of the earth, but you might see me, like, changing things here and there, whatnot, just for, like, my own privacy sake, if you know what I mean.
uh,
It's because, like, again, I try to keep a good line between both being true to myself and, showing people that I can be able to do things in a certain way
mm,
without the need of showing my face.
I got you. Would you
It's not
mind?
that type of thing.
Would you mind answering a few more chat questions
Oh yeah, for
before we
sure.
wrap this up? All right. I
Yeah,
might
yeah.
as well. We might as well. Well, you might as well. I mean,
Mhm.
especially with just 3 here. What is your least used skill?
My least used skill.
Yes.
Hmm. Uh, that's been used. This has been used. That's also been used.
All right. All right. What has?
I guess you can say one of my least used skills would probably be that I can chug uh, a certain amount of liquids in about a couple seconds.
Your, your least used skill is chugging.
Yes.
Oh.
The reason why I say that is because like I don't really chug as I used to. Like I don't know. Like I've gotten to the point where I can just do it. Like whatever. And like people don't ask me to do things like that. It's just like a neat little party trick I do for fun. I'm like,
Okay.
hey, yo,
So,
you can do that.
okay, it's been
I'm like,
used.
yeah.
So, yeah. It's a skill that has been used so much that it's just second. It's just like it's just muscle memory.
Yeah. But I haven't used it as often, so that's why it's kind of like it's my least used skill, if you know what I mean.
I gotcha. I got that. By Kuriyama, another question that's swirling around my head: Are you going to be going? Are you going to play a trendy game or trendy challenges, or just stick to your own content? In short, are you going to be following trends as a VTuber?
Yeah, it depends. Depends on if whether or not people request it or not. We'll see what happens. Cause like again, I'm not too in like being meta. I like doing the things I do. I don't mind. What I mean
Yep.
by that is like if there's like a new game or whatever, maybe it might interest you, but if it doesn't interest me, like I probably wouldn't play it. In a sense,
All right,
if you get it, because like
I get it.
some challenges maybe we'll see, depending on if it's
We'll see.
fun or not. In a sense,
Uh,
that type of thing.
are there any streams you'd like to promote? Any projects you'd like to announce?
Projects that I like to announce. Nah, I don't have too many projects other than me just streaming kind of semi-daily.
Semi-daily.
Yeah, I stream like about 3 to 5 times a week
All
on
right.
weekdays, majority of the time.
Mm.
That's pretty much it. I don't have major plans / projects that I can like tell people right away. If you catch my drift.
You're right now just trying to go with the flow until you're
I'm trying to go with
able
the flow.
to
Exactly.
until you're able to like how do I say get enough clout to do these things
That's one
or
way
to
of putting
do
it. Yeah.
yeah. Are you a clout chaser?
No, not really.
I gotcha. How are you doing right now?
I'm doing all right. You know, kind of just chilling, vibing. I'm enjoying
Feeling
it.
good?
Our little talk here
Good
and there,
vibes?
etc., etc.
All right.
I'm
all
not
right.
getting exposed too hard from some people. Wink. I'm
Wink.
seeing you people in chat.
People, give me a question to ask him that would expose him. I got a question. I got a question right here. Easy. Why are you gay?
Are you gay?
Yeah, why are you gay?
Damn.
Why are you
Why
gay?
Are you gay? Are you gay?
I'm not gay.
You're not gay?
I'm not gay.
Damn.
No. Why are you?
But I certainly ain't straight, so.
All right. So, now everyone, we'll be concluding this episode of the show. Thank you very much for coming to the stream. Or VOD if you are a VARD watcher. Darn, not happy. Well, Annihilator, you have to be happy with annihilating something else. Like plaque. Off teeth. Like how my hair does on a daily basis.
That's.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Meep, for your time and contribution to the show. You chatters
thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. You chatters and VOD watchers will be able to find links to Meep's socials down in the description below. I'll add Meep's artist and rigger sometime later whenever he provides me with that information. Check him out, comment, whatever. And yeah, promoting my little content. Later I will be continuing my Dark Souls easy playthrough tonight at 8 p.m. EST or 5 p.m. PST. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye. See ya. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. All right. All right.
Push in the right direction. Data charts are free to use in all of Megacity. Now available in the back.
오늘 공기오염 경보는 자주적입니다. 노약자 여러분은 야외 활동을 자제하시길 바랍니다.
이거네요. 지도하고 무기력하시다고요. 이제 그만. 크로마티코의 16가지 새로운 마술 맥세라.
Be aware that using firearms against other road users is not protected by the Second Amendment.
산성미가 내릴 경우 호흡기 질환이 있는 친구들은 야외 활동을 자제해 주시기 바랍니다.
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda. You get the latest, trusted scoop on Night City, only on N54 News.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof